Hello, Planet Crew. So today we're actually just going to be resetting traps, digging up anchors, and telling hunting stories. So our first dog proof is way over there, and I'll be there, right over there. Well, so here's the first dog proof. In this, I have some, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Right in, okay, yeah, you can't see it. There's dog food and honey inside it. That's what I usually use for bait and my raccoon and possum traps. And the dog proof, it's called dog proof because like canines like fox and coyotes can't get in. And it actually has to, the raccoon and possum, it has to be an animal with a prehensile hand like ours, and when they reach in they have to pull the lever to set the trap off, which, let's see where, the dog is that long piece of metal right here that keeps the trap set, and then this is the spring down there, and so they reach into the can of the trap, get caught. And so actually we're gonna dig up an anchor that we caught a possum in the other day that was right over, right up here somewhere. But so, these anchors, they're made so that they can't pull the trap out of the ground, but right now the trap isn't in here and we need to dig up the anchor. So I am actually going to dig it up. Okay, how do you do this? Oh, there. Anyway, let's get on it. So, while I'm digging this anchor out, I'll tell you the story of my first deer. So, me and my brother were deer hunting at an orchard for a youth hunt with my dad, and so we went in the morning for 4.5 hours, didn't see anything, sat in a blind that was numbered like, I forget, I think it was blind 2, no 5, and then we didn't see anything. All we saw was crows and squirrels, and then so we hiked around for the last 15 minutes of the hunt and see if we could bust anything that was bedded down. And then we went home. We ate lunch with my mom and other siblings. And then we went back at 2 o'clock. And the sun went down at like 6:15, I think. But we went back at 2 o'clock and sat there for 4.5 hours. And both times my older brother was he was asleep. And so for the last 20 minutes of legal hunting light, my dad woke him up. And so then we started talking, and I said, so I don't think we're gonna get anything. We should come back tomorrow. And those were the magic words. 60 yards to our right, a little 4-point buck stuck his head out of the brush, and I started stuttering, did he hear? But Cale didn't believe me, and he turned around. He had a 12 gauge with a slug, and I had a 20 gauge with a rifle barrel and a scope. It was all customized. It was a Remington 1100. And then so, it was on his side, so he took the first shot, and the deer stopped and looked straight at us. And then my dad said, do you want to take a shot? So I shot, hit it straight in the lung, jumped about 3 feet in the air, and ran straight at us. It was about 50 yards in front of us. And he ran 20 yards into the thicket behind us. And so there was a cornfield in front of us, an orchard to our right, a thicket behind us, and a big field to our left. And I was sitting on the left side. So when he jumped up, he ran into the thicket behind us, ran 20 yards into the thicket, so he's run a total of 80 yards. And then he fell in a creek, and 9 out of your 10 deer will actually fall in a creek. And so that's how I killed my first deer. Okay, this anchor thing should be almost out. But also, about 2 years ago, I caught a big 20-pound catfish. That's also on YouTube. But, so we had some friends over. He was actually a high schooler with his younger brother in my older brother's grade. And, so they came over. We fished till 10 o'clock that night, only bass fishing. And then the next day, they spent the night. We slept in a tent. We stayed up till like 2 o'clock, wrestling through each other around and listening to music and playing card games. But then the next morning, we woke up at 6 and we were bass fishing again. And then so when we started fishing, he was fishing on the other side of the pond, and he saw this grass cart move. And so he asked me if we wanted to go grass cart fishing. And then so we went grass cart fishing, baited up with bread, and I tossed mine in 30 seconds. A huge fish bit. We thought, since it was rolling around, it was kind of, it had a golden underbelly, and it looked like a carp. And so we got it in 2 feet to the shore, and it had huge whiskers, and it was a big 20-pound catfish. So I ran in and got my older brother and his friend, but we didn't even know that we had catfish at that time. So we killed, my older brother actually didn't believe me, and he said, we don't have catfish. And then his friend came out, and I had caught big 20-pound catfish. Almost. So we're almost done with this anchor. And then we're gonna go set a foothold over there in the ravine. So, oh, I think that might be the bottom. Oh, nope. Still going. But yeah, so that's how I killed my first deer and caught a 20-pound catfish. I didn't know this anchor was that long. After I'm done getting this out, I'm going to go and show you the other dog-proof set. It's actually probably 200 yards away, set on a little game trail right outside of the woods. Hey, Oreo. But then we're gonna go reset a foothold that got set off yesterday. And we're going to bait that, and I'll show you how to set one of those if you're a new trapper and don't know how to do that. Hey, Oreo. Nope. Hey, good way. There. Oh. Oh boy. Nope. We got probably 3 more inches. And then I got it out. Almost done. Oh, you really don't want to come out. I didn't know that I put it in this deep. Because last time I dug out an anchor, it sure didn't seem this long, but it probably was. Well, actually I know it was because they're the same anchors. Here, actually going to put on these gloves because that wire gets real sharp, and I'm going to pull that out. Here. Oh, that was close. But actually, we have right now the dog proof over there set on a little trail coming from over there, but actually, if you can see, like right here leading up to this, there's a little trail coming out of here that leads straight to the dog proof that we caught those. Well, actually, the first day I set this out, it's kind of a funny story. I'll tell you that. It was really funny because me and my younger brother, we like to trap a lot. And so on Christmas Day, we came out here and set like 6 traps. And then, so the next morning, when we came out to check, the house is about 200 yards that way. But we came out and we looked out and we saw a big bull raccoon at this trap. We thought we had caught him, but little did we know, when we started screaming and shouting and yelling, because we just set the traps out the day before and he was already at it. But he was actually just working the trap, and as soon as we got here, he ran down that trail and ran away. And so, if we would have been 5 minutes later, then we would have caught him. Oh my goodness. How deep are these? Actually, guys, so I'm gonna finish digging this hole so I can do it faster, but I'll be back with you over there. Well, so we're back at this other dog proof on this little trail that runs over there, and from there, or the opposite, but so the foothold is on the other side of the ravine, so let's head over there right now. Actually, right over at the corner of the field, and well, it's just right over there. But so, oh wow, look, we have big deer tracks. Like, this is my foot next to. But anyway, let's keep moving. Now, there's a pretty old rub. There's another one. And there's another one. There's another one. Whoa, that's a big tree. There's another one. And I can't fit my hand around that, so that's a big buck. because I can't even put my hand around that tree. But so, let's head over to this. So, should be right up here. Yep. The trap is right there. Okay, that didn't work. So, trap's right there. Trapping stuff right here. Actually, I'm going to reset this. Okay, so as you can see, when this was set off yesterday, well, oh my goodness, that's wet. It did just rain the other day, so I am actually going to open this. And so if you're not strong enough to do this with your hands, you can just do it with your feet. And so I'm just going to lift these things up. And then so you take the dog right here, which is, you clip that into there later. And I just flip that back there. And I step on that, both of those, and I'll just clean this out here. Now if you step off, your fingers will get snapped in it, and I'll tell you, this thing hurts, because I stuck my hand into it once and it did not feel good. But I did prove someone wrong because they said it would break my finger when I'm the actual trapper, and no, it will not break my finger. So there's that. And then, so let's go back to this. And I'll actually set this, and like I said, lay the dog over there. And, well, that's a lot of noisy birds. So, I'll step on. So, you might need some balance, but anyway. Step on this and put both of the jaws back. Here, let me read. Here, I'm gonna get the mud off my boots because it's kind of hard to do with muddy boots. And then, so, holy cow, that's like not even funny how wet that is. But anyway, step on that, you take the dog, and you lay it over. Oh my goodness, this is a lot harder than I remember. Then take your hand, you flip this jaw up, and you flip the pan up like that. Then you can flip that over. And so now it's set, and I'm gonna clean all this off. But if you put your hand like this, when it snaps shut, it can't get your fingers. And sometimes if you're not big enough, I take another person out there that can, because if your hand gets stuck in there, they can help you get it out. Because sometimes it's hard when your hand's stuck in that and you can't really reach it. Holy cow. Don't know why it's that wet. But anyway, then you just take the anchor and everything and sit it in under the trap. Then you take these extra globs. Wait, come on, get in there. Okay, now it's underneath there. Then you take these extra globs of mud that you dug from the hole and you sit it like that. To make it level. Oh yeah, and trapping, I'll say, it's not clean at all. So, then once I've done that, I'm actually going to take like all this grass and go around the trap so that looks kind of normal, and sometimes you have to spread it out so that it actually does look normal, or else coyotes or something will think, like coyotes, they're really smart, and actually you can touch the fan like I'm doing now because it won't set it off, because it has to have 20 or 30 pounds of pressure. And then you can take leaves after you put the grass down and just scatter them all over. Make sure you cover up the pan. But right now the ground's really wet, so I have no dry dirt to put underneath the trap to keep them shifting. So I'm just going to cover it with a bunch of leaves so that the coyote doesn't see it. But it'll still snap shut, so if I went like that and hit my fist into it, well, my hand would be stuck in it. And then to get the coyote or raccoon or anything that's coming to step straight into the trap, you put like sticks around it or a rock. You just put it around it so when they walk up to it, and like I'll put bait on it soon, when they walk up to it, they don't step right here or here or here. They'll step right there or right there, and eventually they'll step on the trap. And then I am actually going to use this little, ow, that hurt, thorn thing, ow, so I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to snap one of these off and get my lure bag, and so I have it right here, and I'm going to, so I can catch coon and coyote in this foothold, I have coon lure right there. I'll use that later. And then I have coon gland lure, like coon's been sitting over here. Why did those birds just get really quiet? But anyway, I'm gonna take that in there, stir it around, and then stick it like so that the smelly part, oh come on, did not mean to do that. So it's actually right there, and the smelly part's sticking up so that it will attract them. And then, so I'm going to take this and put it back in here. And then, I actually don't know what this is. It looks like coon pee. I'm going to take this and dip it into here. And guys, Oh my goodness, that actually smells really sweet. That other stuff, I think they put like skunk spray in it. But I'm just gonna dip a few branches into there so that I can attract things. And then, so that it looks like there's, to attract coyotes, so it looks like coons been here. I'm going to take some, here. I'm gonna take pieces of the corn and just chuck it here, and the coons will come to this too, but we'll see. So then I can just chuck that over there. But so that's how you set a foothold, and that foothold will actually catch a coon that's looking at the other coon lure and stuff in the corn, and it'll catch a coyote. Like, I had this very same setup, but instead of the rock, I had a log, and I put lure all over the log and underneath it. And then I had a coyote come along, and he circled it, because there were tracks all around it. And then he came up to sniff it, and he stepped straight in the trap. And actually, we lost that trap, because it didn't have an anchor on it. But there was a coyote that stepped in it. So now I'm actually going to show you some more stuff out here in the ravine, so I'll see you in a minute. So there's the foothold trap. My house is right over there, and we've got all this with the cornfield, and then we've got then we've got woods around here, and there's actually a break in the fence right up here, and there's a big deer trail that goes through there, and then the woods stretches all the way out there and way out over that way. And then so actually this is like 200 yards behind not 200, probably 80 to 150 yards right behind my house. And we're actually going to set up trail cam in a few days, and I'll get videos of that. But we have an enormous buck out here. Well, I don't know if it's the big buck that's out here, but anyway, we saw a 6-point out here, and then, well, yeah, I'd say it's a big one, because remember that tree that I showed you earlier? I can't even fit my hand around it. Like, there's my fingers. But we saw a 6-point out here, and then this other guy that hunts our land got pictures of a huge 10-point. And actually the deer trail leads right down here. And so I'll show you some rubs and stuff. And so we came in over there, and we've got this tree that's all rubbed up. And then we've got a little creek right here. And so if we could set a blind like right up by that big tree right there, like right there, it's about probably at most 20 to 30 yards from here. And I'm actually raising some hickory trees, and we could plant one right by that rubbed tree right there, like right there, and set a blind up there, and I can bow hunt during bow hunting season and just shoot whatever out here. But actually, I'm going to cross to this side, and I'm going to keep showing you some. But as you can see, we've got a deer trail right here. But then there's another rubbed tree right there. But I'm going to keep walking, looking for more rubs. There should be some, because I know I saw some the other day. But there's a rub up on that tree about 30 yards away. And then, so there's, that tree's rubbed. So, yeah, we definitely have a buck passing through here sometimes. But then, that tree's rubbed. That tree's rubbed. That's an older one. There's another rub. There's a rub right there. There's a rub right there. There's a rub right there. And this one, like, completely rubbed. But then, oh, and there's one right there. But back to the other thing. The other day when me and my younger brother were out here, we were just running around, and out of nowhere, I'll show you the bedding spot of the deer. They're actually bedding back in here in this little U-shaped area, and I just ran on the other side of there and out this way, and a doe just came bolting out from here. But actually, I've got some deer tracks right here, and let me find that. Where'd it go? Well, oh, that's deer poop. That's deer poop. That's deer poop. They actually kind of look like little drop shot weights when you're looking at your poop. But anyway, it's everywhere around here. Like, you can see footsteps from there, and they've stepped in the poop. But anyway, I can set a stand on this tree, and if they're sitting out here, they just come from over there and just walk that way, because they actually come from across the field over there and just walk down through here. But I can just be sitting in that tree and see the deer and shoot them with my bow. Actually, right now, so I'm gonna do a verse from the Bible. So I'll see you later. So I'm actually just over by this picnic table, and I'm going to show you my favorite verse and one thing that I want you to think of during the week. So, it's actually Romans 8:1. Okay, it's kind of windy out here. There's Romans 3, 4, oh, here's one. Okay, it's really windy out here. Next page it should be. Okay, I went one. It's too far. But it is. Okay, that's a little bit too. Therefore, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Jesus Christ. And what that means is, whatever you do, whatever you say, Jesus Christ will always forgive you. And to me, that's awesome, because I wish that us human beings could be more like that. But, of course, we have sin, and sometimes we don't always forgive people. But I think it's amazing that Christ Jesus would actually forgive us of anything that we say or do. But, so I want you to think about this for the whole rest of your week, while you're going through your week. And so, thanks for watching. Remember, put Jesus first, and goodbye.